If you'd like to see me completely transform these plain Five Below clog shoes into these very different, unique, trendy, TikTok-y, fluffy clogs, keep watching this video. Before we get started with the actual video, let me just take you to the craft store. I went to Michael's and I purchased this very chunky, very extremely thick yarn, a couple other things also. And then they were having a little sale, buy one get one 50% off, which was amazing. But look, it was pretty much almost gone. So this was just a little display on the end caps in the middle of the aisles. And I was like, oh, I really wanted to use the thicker one because that one was the one that I wanted to use, not the really thin ones. They had thinner ones and the colors were kind of like pastel-y and just kind of pale. I wanted more brighter neon colors, which they didn't really have. So I just kept looking. Then they had brighter colors, but they were really small yarns. You really want to get the nice, thick, fluffy ones. The smaller ones just won't get the job done. So I just kept continuing on to look and look and look. I did find some cute colors. And also, I didn't realize it, but I kept looking and it was still pretty scarce. But I ended up looking a little further and they had a whole aisle with all the yarn that you could see, all the yarn that you can dream of, every color. So I just had to decide what colors I wanted to choose. They were $12.99 and I think this was for like 30 yards. So it was $12.99 and I just had to kind of just narrow it down. I wanted to make sure I had at least good 4 solid colors. I'm glad I stopped here and got some yarn. Because as you know, they do have the cool coupons you can use. So this is what I decided to get. That pink ended up being a little too thin, but I'll show you in the video how I end up making it work. And I had a 20% off coupon. Video, I am going to be adding some embellishments, which is going to be yarn to these little Five Below clogs. I purchased these clogs a while ago and just kind of held on to them. I'm glad I did because someone sent me a video on Instagram and the whole shoe was covered with this large, thick, fluffy yarn. So these are like the DIY yarn Crocs that I'm gonna do, okay? So first I will be sanding these down. I was just trying to figure out what glue I want to use. Now I've used fabric on rubber shoes before. I like to use the Bob Smiths. I got some E6000 here that I'll probably be using, and then also I have my hot glue gun heated up. So I may use 2 different glues. This is my first time doing this, and I can do it multiple times until I kind of get a better feel for the best glue for this particular project. So I'm gonna get to the point, but first, before I get started, because this is new and it just came out, let me just show you the video that was sent to me. This is the TikTok video that was sent to me. Okay, so here is a still shot of a TikTok video that was sent to my inbox by a person that I know, a colleague of mine, and the TikTok that I saw this on was the hair connoisseur. So this is the video I came across that I happened to see, and when I saw this I'm like, okay, this is kind of cute, let me go ahead and give this a try. So there is an originator who created this style. I saw that there were some comments of people saying that his idea was stolen. So I guess he has been doing this for a while and he does this professionally, and I believe he charges like $250 for this. So I'm just gonna recreate this because it's really cool. But the originator is Meante the Black Romanov. So that's his Instagram, Meante the Black Romanov. If you want to see where the original idea came from, that's apparently where this came from. And he has some beautiful designs. As you can see, he does these shoes, he does this for a living, this is his thing. So I just want to put that out there. Meante the Black Romanov, shout out to you, you're so talented. Okay, let me get started. Okay, so you want to make sure that you go ahead and sand the shoes down very good. If you don't have an electric file to use, don't worry about it. Just get some sandpaper, but sand them down as much as you can. Okay, so once you get your sand on, this is what your shoe will look like. Yes, it looks roughed up. It looks very matte. The gloss is gone. That's what you want. Sometimes the shine can kind of take away from the grip of the glue or the hold of the glue. So That's why you want it to look like that. And if you don't have a drill, don't worry about that. Go ahead and you get you some sandpaper, some good rough sandpaper, maybe like 150 grit, 200 grit, 100 grit, whatever you got. Just sand it real good, and that's what you'll have. Okay, so they're sanded down, as you can see, quite a bit. And I just have some little Dollar Tree 70% alcohol. I'm gonna just wipe them really good. I try to get most of this dust and yeah, get some of this dust off of here. Okay, so I decided to use the hot glue, which worked pretty well. I'm glad I did, but I will try some other methods next time. We'll see how these hold up. But anyway, what I did is I kind of started like not at the very tip of the shoe, kind of at the bottom of the front of the shoe, because I didn't want you to be able to necessarily see exactly where the thread started. So I didn't know exactly what type of design I wanted to do. So I kind of just went in like a little sway to the side way, you know, not straight back, but not too zigzaggy. I think I'll try to get zigzaggy next time. Now, when I came to this top area here, I didn't want to stop it at the very top of the shoe. I wanted to go inside that shoe to get a good tuck going on. Okay. So the pink is thinner than the black. See how much thicker the black is? And I want it to be just as thick as the black. And I'm just gonna kind of make sure I have a little bit more at the bottom so I don't have any of the front showing. And I just want to make sure it's nice and tight, because you don't want to have any of the shoe showing. We don't want to see that. So that's what I'm going to do. But I don't want the black to overpower. So we'll just go, and I'll make sure I always cut a little extra longer. When I tuck it, I want to make sure we don't see this area right here. So you want to have enough to like tuck inside. And so far I'm using the hot glue, and it feels really soft. It feels really good. I want to put my glue like here. To get it started, you know? Once you get a nice good tuck going on, you want to make sure that you are putting this yarn as close and tight together as you can, almost like you're overlapping it, because you want it to have no bits of rubber ashy shoe showing. You don't want to have any of that rubber showing. So I just found it a lot better just trying to make sure that everything was extremely tight. Now you see I am using two of the pinks side by side just so it can kind of line up with the thickness of the black. So that's what I'm doing. I tried to twist them together. It didn't stay. So I was like, okay, I'll just go one at a time. I like to think that I have them so tight that you really can't tell that the pink is doubled up. But I still think it came out pretty decent, so it doesn't matter. So I'm just making sure that that hot glue is as tight and close as possible to that black. And coming all the way inside of the shoe, not just stopping at the top, because you don't want it to start to lift and then it just looks weird. So I feel like if you come all the way at the top, wrap it around, tuck it inside the shoe. You can always trim it up later, but tuck it, you guys. Okay, so I'm pretty much just doing the same exact thing, so you can just kind of follow along with it. But you're basically just making sure that whatever pattern you're going in, just keeping everything nice and tight so there's not any gaps or spacing. Pretty much like how you would lay rhinestones. When you're laying the rhinestones down on whatever you're blinging out, make sure it's kind of like uniform so that there isn't like a lot of gapping and spacing. I think these are coming out pretty nice. I really like the colors. I can't wait to try this again with different colors though next time. I don't know why it took me 2 hours to do one shoe. Of course I sped this up, but I think because I was like really extra thinking that I wanted to make sure it's nice and neat. I just really wanted them to be nice and neat. So, and I spent all this money on this yarn. I ended up spending about $50 or $60 on yarn because I wanted to have a nice little variety. And I was thinking I was going to just do a bunch of these. So when I did the second shoe, I didn't even record myself. I'm sorry, I didn't, because it took me so long to do the first shoe. I was like, I just want to be done with this. But the second shoe, I did try to do a different little swivel action to it. But I'm still just working on the first shoe. And, you know, just take your time because you want it to look right. You do. But it just reminds me so much of a house shoe that you would just wear inside. But people are wearing these outdoors. It's completely up to you. You can make this be a house shoe if you want to, or you can wear it outside. Completely up to you. But I think it's very different. It's very creative to use thick yarn to completely cover a shoe and just completely change the whole vibe of it. It just looks like it's comfortable. It's not as comfortable as it looks, honestly, because the inside of the shoe is that hard rubber. So what I think I will do is go back over it and just add some of this nice fluffy yarn on the inside of the shoe. But there's definitely endless possibilities. I'm just adding like my little last piece of yarn here. And, ooh, this hot glue was tearing me up. You know, like when you press on it, you press too hard and it gets on your finger a little bit and you have to hurry up and snatch that glue off. So just be careful. Whatever glue you decide to use, just be careful with it. And I have that little space, so I'm going to take another little piece of black and just cover up that little area right there. And I'm finished with this shoe, the first one. Like I said, it took me 2 hours. So this shoe is going to have this kind of swiggly kind of look to it. And I'm going to do that off camera. Okay, you guys, here is the final finished result of these $5 Five Below clog shoes that I added the yarn to. I think these came out a lot better than what I expected for it to be my first time. They just took a lot longer than what I expected. So, like I said, the first shoe took me 2 hours. I was a little more ready and prepared and know what I was going to do for the second one. So because I kind of got the hang of it, I did that one in 1 hour. So I think that's not too bad. But initially when I first saw the whole project, I'm like, oh, this can't take any more than 30 minutes. No, definitely took longer than 30 minutes. And then also when you're trying to record, it can be kind of difficult trying to get those angles and show what you're doing, because honestly, I think I got done with the second shoe a lot faster because I didn't record it. It was so much better to have it in my lap. Like I had it in my lap and I was able to just keep flipping it up and down. It was just better to do it that way. But I can't wait to put a different twist on these with a different color shoe. I can't wait to do some different type of swirls. I want to try it with 3 different colors. Like I have some other ideas in mind, you know. If you want, maybe you can add a patch on top of this yarn. I don't know, to just kind of make it your own. So they definitely look like house shoes, but I think these would be really nice if you want to make them maybe a theme, like maybe if you do red, white, and blue for a holiday, or if you do black and orange for Halloween, or whatever you want to do. I don't know. What do you guys think about these? I wouldn't necessarily probably wear them myself. Maybe, but I don't think so. I'll probably gift these to one of my nieces or something. But I like the idea of the transformation, you know? And if you can get quicker with it, that'd be great. I can't even tell you honestly how much I charge for something like this. I have to get better at it and get quicker at it. I guess if someone provided their own shoe, I don't know, because it took me some hours to do this. So I'm getting, what, $75, $80? I don't know. So the best thing to do is to figure out how to do it yourself if you don't want to pay anybody to do it, because it was time consuming. If I can get quick enough at it, I would say maybe 55 if I could just get in and get out. But if it's really time consuming, I'm burning my thumbs on the glue, having to keep constantly cut. Oh, and it was messy too. The reason why it was messy, because every time, especially with the pink, I don't know why, every time I cut it to glue it, it just kept being these little pieces of fur everywhere. So I probably can pick up like a lint brush or something, a roller lint brush from the Dollar Tree to help with that process, because stuff was everywhere. But the final finished result to me is pretty cute. I like it. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks you guys for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Share it on Facebook. I greatly appreciate it. And thanks again for watching. Bye-bye. Check out our website, myroyalradiance.com, and we do carry faux leather inspired designer fabric for your crafting needs, luxury inspired croc charms, as well as iron-on patches and much more. Enjoy the coupon code MyRoyalBeauty10OFF. Check out our website, crtacticaldefense.com, where we do sell in-waistband gun holsters, belly band holsters, and many more. Please check out my discount code VIBES for a special discount for my subscribers. You can follow me on Instagram at LifeIsAWholeVibe with underscores in between each word, and follow me on TikTok as well with the same name. Thanks again. Bye-bye.